Poverty. Despite enormous gains in the well-being and economic circumstances of hundreds of millions of people, 10% of the world's population still live on less than $2 a day. High population growth traps individuals, communities, and even entire countries in poverty. Achieving sustainable populations level locally and globally helps people achieve the dignity and standards of living we all deserve. While billions enjoy an affluent style, more than a tenth of the world's populations live in extreme poverty today. Poverty is not a consequence of limited global resources, but political and economic injustice. However, the poorest people are almost always at greatest risk from environmental damage, climate change, and competitions for resources. The effects of unsustainable population hit the poorest first and hardest. The world's poorest countries tend to have the largest family sizes and fertility rate. When the people have no economic security and cannot rely on their government and social safety net, they often have children to ensure they will be looked after when they are older. Where child mortality is high, there is an even greater impetus to have more children. Those circumstances can lead in turn to a culture which values high family size. This understandable human impulse can contribute to a vicious cycle. Poor families with large numbers of dependent children may perceive the need to take children out of education early or marry off their daughters young. They will also often live in deprived communities where access to modern family planning is limited. All these factors combine to keep family sizes high, perpetuating the cycle. While people living in poverty make a minuscule impact on global environmental problems such as climate change, they can have the devastating impact on their local environment. Soils may be eroded in an attempt to increase crop yields, fish stocks disseminated to provide food, and local forests raised for timber and firewood. These actions, along with the increased conflict between humans and wildlife and hunting of animals for food, can have significant impact on biodiversity. Environmental damage can have wider impacts. For instance, in places where there is no water supply and no refuse collection, people are obligated to use and discard plastic packaging or bottles, sometimes in waterways, contributing to plastic pollution in the oceans. The perception that poverty equates to a low environmental footprint does not hold true in many circumstances.